to, oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we will be recording this, and just so you're aware, if you don't want to be on the recording, feel free to just turn your video off, and we will be sharing this with, we'll be posting this on our website. So again, just, yeah, be aware that if you don't want to be in the recording, you don't have to be. You can just, yeah, you can just turn off your camera. But yeah, all right. So yeah, just to set a few ground rules and expectations, as this is a safe space or a safer space, please be respectful of the space and of each other, and treat others like you'd want to be treated. And secondly, no oppressive or phobic language will be tolerated here. So anyone using such will be removed from the space immediately. So I'm sure we can all respect that, but just wanted to give just a brief ground rules for that. And yeah, all right. So my name is Ren Silverstein, just so you know who's speaking here, and I'm the community manager here at Recustom. I'm here with Rebecca Missel, the director of partnerships and content, and also Marissa Stein, our senior marketing manager, is also here in the house. Yeah, we are so excited to welcome you here to our very first Pride Shabbat. And yeah, I'd love to get started by just sharing a little bit about what we're going to be going over and talking about today. Oh, actually, before we do that, I would love to hear this. So feel free to share your responses in the chat on how you most want to feel this month. Obviously, you know, you're probably not going to be feeling this emotion all month, but I kind of like to think of this as a good way to set kind of my desired feeling state for a period of time. So like for me, I really want to feel energized this month. I want to feel, you know, resilient. I want to feel happy. So yeah, really curious how folks are wanting to feel in community. Yes, same. Joy, awesome, yeah, awesome, love that. Oh, also Tish in the chat says Pride Sameach. I love that so much. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom and Pride Sameach indeed. All right, let's move to the next slide and just go over the agenda real quick. So we're going to start off with a little bit of grounding, a brief meditation, some framing. We'll do some candle lighting and really bring in Shabbat. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about ritual and how to kind of create your own if that's something that you're interested in. That can be a really great way to celebrate Pride Month. We're going to do like a quick Shabbat blessing writing activity, and then a wonderful performance by the amazing Rena Branson before we close for the evening. All right, so start with our meditation. This is totally opt-in, so feel free to tune me out if you're not interested. It is totally fine. But if you are, feel free to close your eyes or lower your gaze. You don't have to look at the screen. You can turn your camera off, whatever feels good to you. And if you'll just feel like joining me in taking a nice deep breath, you can feel the energy of the universe moving through you. This is creative energy. This is my cat also joining us. Hello. And you can breathe in and hold just for a moment, and then breathe out. Breathe in, and then you can feel the release of energy one more time as you breathe out. And I'd like you to imagine that you're with everyone here on this call right now on the top of a great mountain. And the wind's gusting around you, caressing your skin, maybe it's tousling your hair. And you know that you are, along with those around you, waiting for something that you can't yet name. And that's when you hear it. Maybe it's a whisper, maybe it's a shout, maybe it's both at once. In the deepest parts of yourself, a word, a sound. But whatever you hear is the truth. What is it that you hear? What is your ultimate truth in this moment? And what do you most need to hear right now? Take another deep breath and notice how you feel in this moment. Know that whatever and however you're feeling right now is okay. And whenever you're ready, you can return to this space and open your eyes. Thank you. All right. So as you probably know, given that you've signed up to be here today, we're gathering today to celebrate queer joy and resilience and our unfolding as sacred beings in community. Also love to mention that tomorrow is the full moon. And you might be like, Rin, why are you mentioning that tomorrow's the full moon? It's not a holiday. Why is that interesting? Why is that important? And there's a couple reasons why that might be interesting. According to Rabbi Jill Hammer, the Hebrew word keseh used to connote a festive time, so like a time for celebration and festivity, but it could have also referred to the full moon. And that word was related to the word kos, which means cup. So think of like a cup kind of brimming over with fullness, just filled with abundance, filled with everything you need. And in the Zohar, which is medieval mystic writings, Jewish writings, this particular time of the full moon is associated with the time when pure and blessed souls were created. It's also associated with the Shekhinah, or the manifestation of the divine on earth, was referred to as a field of apples during this time specifically. So there's a lot of really beautiful imagery associated with the full moon in Judaism. Not what abundance feels like in the chat, wherever you are right now. What does abundance feel like for you right now? Love to hear some responses. Abundance of gratitude. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, for me, it feels like having, just what you need. Peace, fullness, and spirit. Absolutely. Yeah, these are beautiful. Thanks, everyone. Spirit. Yes, abundance feels like having just enough and giving what you can. Yeah, I agree. So true. Yes. And we can think about this Hebrew month that's happening right now, which is the month of Sivan, feeling loved by people. Yeah, abundance. It's such a beautiful feeling. So this month of Sivan is a month of joy and creativity. Shavuot was a holiday that just passed last week. Basically, it's a holiday that celebrates the partnership of humans with something beyond ourselves, and you can call that God, you can call that spirit, universe, or just whatever is best suited for you. And one of the really interesting things, I'm not going to talk about this for too long, but one of the interesting things about Shavuot is that it's really about co-creation. And so when in ancient Israel, when the priests were giving offerings to God, one of those offerings was loaves of bread. And it wasn't just, wheat, and it wasn't just water. It was like something that we had to make ourselves, which is a really beautiful way, I think, of combining what is already, a bounty of the divine or of the universe with something that we have to do too. So I was just really thinking about that in terms of how we can best, put into words this kind of relationship that goes on in Shavuot and in Sivan, the month more broadly. And another thing about Sivan is just this kind of theme of revelation, right? Which is again tied to Shavuot, and over time, this sort of idea that we know ourselves better and better. And this is sort of really ties into the coming out process. For example, just one of many examples, we come out to ourselves in community. Sometimes we learn more about ourselves every day. And so it's just a really beautiful month to think about. So as we lead up to candle lighting, I'd love to ask, and you can put this in the chat, but you don't have to, it can be private. What do you want to receive tonight? What are you hoping to receive from Shabbat? And what do you want to really bring in? And I will grab my candles as we start. Feel free to grab yours if you have them ready. And if not, no worries, I have some. So I'll be doing a candle lighting blessing from our Recustom's Queer Shabbat dinner booklet, which has the blessing in gender neutral Hebrew. So basically it's from the wonderful non-binary Hebrew project, and the words may be a little bit different from what you're used to, and that's because it's gender neutral. So anyone can say this blessing. It's accessible to everyone. Feel free to use this or use the traditional one or any blessing you prefer. I'm going to use my handy dandy, this thing, whatever it's called, because I'm not good with matches. So, all right, I'm going to light and then say the blessing. Ruchea te Adonai Elohimotenu malchet ha'olam asher kitshenu b'mitzvotihe vetzivenu lerhadlik ner shel Shabbat. Bring it in. Oh. And here they are. Shabbat shalom. So sweet to be with all of you. And I'm just going to put this down so my cat doesn't get it. Okay. So I'd love to talk a little bit about ritual as we're sort of basking in the Shabbat flames. So one thing that I'd love to kind of think about is, for example, our booklet, our Queer Shabbat Dinner booklet is a really great way to kind of build a ritual for yourself for Pride Month, if that's something that you're interested in doing. And you might be asking, okay, well, why would I want to do that, Ren? And there's a couple of things that there's a couple of reasons why you might actually want to do ritual. And we're at Recustom, we're really all about ritual. So that's just one fun thing to know about us. And what makes a ritual? Well, ritual is primarily a way to support yourself and, whoever you're doing ritual with through moments of transition. And it can be celebratory. It can be, asking for support. You can be, you can be coping with challenges. And really the thing that I think makes a ritual special is that you're doing all this on your own terms. So it's really an potentially empowering way to think about moving through time and space as your own person. So one of the other special things ritual can do is create a special space and time out of the in-between. So that really looks like a couple of things. So one of the most important things for ritual is gratitude. I'm sorry, that's not, well, it can be, but just misread my slides for a second. But yeah, one of the most important things for ritual is purpose. So in Hebrew, we call this the kavanah. This is the intention. So do you want to give thanks? Do you want to ask for help? Or do you want to say, wow, this is incredible, and I want to, just bless it up? And of course, I'm sure there are other ways that you can build your ritual around, but it is very helpful to have a central purpose. It's also helpful to have a beginning, middle, and end. And this can take a little time, or it can take hours. It's totally up to you. One example of a ritual that can take hours is the Passover Seder, for example. That can last several hours. But one really brief ritual is lighting the Shabbat candles, as we just did. That only takes a couple moments. But it does have a beginning, middle, and end, and transitions us in and out of that moment. So I'm going to give a couple of just ways that you can support yourself in rituals. So there's a lot of different ways in Judaism that we have built into our tradition that are really beautiful, that we can, that are kind of ritual toolkits, ways that you can support yourself through rituals. So there's all of the Shabbat things that we do. So like the wine and the Kiddush, candle lighting as we did, hand washing. And again, all of these is in our Queer Shabbat Dinner booklet. Then there's also things like Hitbodedut, which is a sort of Hasidic practice of being in nature and speaking directly to the divine, or to your higher self, or to, anything beyond. It's also the practice of singing Jewish songs and nigunim. So we're going to see more of that very, very soon from Rena. And it's also the contemporary toolkit as well. So things like writing. So you can, for example, write letters, poetry, journal. You can incorporate that into your ritual. You can be in nature. One way of connecting past to present is you can share memories and photos with people around you. You can take a breath together. That's a great short one to build in. Or you can be in silence. Silence is a great way to connect to yourself also. And yeah, so here's just a brief example of one of my own from my own ritual practice. For my Rosh Chodesh practice, I typically have the kavanah of marking each new moon by cultivating a sense of renewal. Rosh Chodesh, again, is in case you're not aware what that is, it's basically the celebrating the head of the month. So the first of the Jewish month. And traditionally it's a women's practice, but it's since, ancient times been reclaimed by people of all genders. So totally recommend looking into this if you don't know much about it. It's really a great practice. And yeah, so what I tend to do is light a candle and pull 2 tarot cards. So that's kind of a contemporary, not necessarily Jewish thing, but I like to build it in. You may or may not want to do that, which is cool. I also like to do some spontaneous prayer and or journaling. And typically I will journal about what I hope for, what I am a little worried about, and then sometimes my intentions. And then I'll end by ringing a bell that my grandmother gave me and singing a nigun, so a wordless melody. So those are, yeah, a few examples of a really simple way to build a ritual for yourself. And now we're going to write a Shabbat blessing together. So I would love to start us off by just giving this simple formula. Feel free to use it. You don't have to. You can also totally write one off the cuff. That is great. But yeah, I would love to think about what we're grateful for right now. And the formula is: source of life, I give thanks for the blessing of, fill in the blank, this Shabbat evening. So I might say, source of life, I give thanks for the blessing of community this Shabbat evening. But you can definitely fill in exactly what you, oh, I love that. Thank you, to be alive. Yes, beautiful, Ash. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. So would love to hear more answers. You don't have to share, but yeah, curious if anyone else would like to share at this point. Yeah, what you're grateful for and what blessings you're speaking into the direction of the Shabbat lights. Persistence. Yes, absolutely. We persist. Mm-hmm. Yes, amazing. Okay. So yeah, feel free to keep sharing those. And again, no worries if you don't want to. It's totally fine to keep them to yourself. But yeah, at this point, I would love to introduce the guest of honor. So Rena Branson is a Jewish composer, ritual leader, and educator who uplifts personal and collective healing through song. They create new liturgical music and teach Hasidische Nigunim, Hasidic melodies, expanding access to their power for all seekers. Through this sacred tradition, Rena invites us to slow down and tune into ourselves, listen more deeply to each other, and replenish our energy for vital work of transformation in ourselves and in the world. So, all right, I'm going to stop the share. And all right, let me see if I can. There you are. Wonderful. I'm just going to. Perfect. Thank you so much. And Rena, it is so great to see you. Oh.
Hi, it's really good to be here with you all. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm just going to take a look around the Zoom room and see all of your faces for those who have your cameras on. Hello. The first melody I'd like to share with you all tonight is a Hasidic melody from the Chabad community, which is the community my dad is part of. And the title is the same as many other melodies. It's called Nigun l'Shabbos v'Yontiv, which means a melody for Shabbat and Yom Tov, for holidays. There's many tunes that have this title. This particular one is one of my favorites. And how is my sound quality? Can you hear me well? Okay, great. Feel free to write in the chat if you need any adjustments for accessibility. Yeri-rai-rai-rai-rai-rai. Oh, I, yai, 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 ay, yai, 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 nai, nai, yai, yai, yiddy, yai, 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 ay, yai, and ay, ay, yai, and ay, yai, yai. Ay, 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 and ay, 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 and ay, 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 oh, ay, 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 ay. Yay, 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 yay. Yay, 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 and ay, 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 ay. Oh, ay, 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 ay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, ay, ay. Yay, day, day, day. Ay, day, 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 day. Yay, day, day, yay, yay, yay. Whoa. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, day, 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 day. Itty, day, day, day. Yada, day, day. Yiddy die 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 die. Ay yada die yanda die. Ay 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 ay. Ay 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 ay. Ay 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Oh. So just taking a moment to let that land. In this moment, there's nothing else to do and nowhere else to be, just here, just together, breathing. The next song I'll share with you, I'm going to put the words in the chat. This is an original melody that I wrote inspired by a line in the book of Isaiah. The Hebrew is Ve'ad seva ani esbol, which roughly translates to, when you turn gray, I'll still carry you. That's how it's traditionally translated, I'll still carry you. But the word esbol here has the same root as savlanut, which means patience, and as sevel, which means suffering. So I translate it as, when you turn gray, I'll still carry you, / be patient with you, / bear you, or suffer with you. And for me, this is really a message of self-compassion. Like, I'm here with myself for the rest of my life, and darn it, if I don't carry myself with as much gentleness and love through that, it's just all gonna go worse for me, right? Like, we can make a decision at any moment, how we treat ourselves. And it's also a message reminding me that I'm carried by forces greater than myself, whether I can always really feel that or not. I'm carried by community. I have my ancestors at my back. I have friends. I have this whole interdependent web of creation, all the animals and plants that I am a part of. And a sense of the divine, however that speaks to me on a given day, and it really does change. So I'm excited to share this tune with you, and I'm gonna teach it. So you're welcome. You can stay muted. No one's gonna hear you. And really, this is about being together in the shared sound and in this ancestral practice of resilience and resistance that song has always been for Jews. Um, rather than really about sounding pretty necessarily, right? So I hope that you will sing along in your own spaces. And I'll sing through the whole thing just so you can hear it, and then I'll break it down line by line. I will carry you through these changes. 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 That's the whole melody, pretty simple. So try, if you're willing, repeat after me. I will carry you. Try that. I will carry you through these changes. Through these changes. I will carry you. I will carry you through these changes. Through these changes. I will carry you. I will carry you through these changes. Through these changes. I will carry you. I will carry you through these changes. Through these changes. Let's try putting that all together, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I will carry you through these changes. 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 I'm going to try playing it on ukulele now, and just to say, I'm still learning ukulele, so you're all learning this song, and I'm learning this instrument. Here we go. Might be in a slightly different key here. I will carry you. You can still sing with me if you want. Through these changes, I will carry you. Through these changes, I will carry you. Through these changes, I will carry you through these changes. try the Hebrew part. It's the same exact tune. Here we go. Be'at Seva. Ani esmo. Be'at Seva. Ani esmo. Be'at Seva. Ani esmo. Be'at Seva. Ani esmo. Now is a nigun without words. Ay, 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 Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much, Rena. That was exquisite. Wow, 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 wow. Thank you. Right, I'm going to pull up my slides again just to close us out. Okay. All right, so I'd love to hear, what are you taking with you from tonight's celebration? Feel free to share in the chat if you want, or just hold it close to your heart. Inspired to pick up my prayer journal for the first time in a little while. I love that. Yes, amazing. Community, yes, me too. Absolutely. Wonderful. Peace. May we continue to find happiness, peace, and use our strength to affirm our community. Amen. 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 Sense of belonging and peace. Beautiful. Thank you, everyone. Amen. Yes. A couple of things that you can do if you want to take more of this with you. In the coming months, you may be familiar with our mix and match technology from Haggadot.com. We'll be bringing that to Recustom in the future with more rituals for holidays, life cycle events, healing, and just generally making the everyday extraordinary. So if you have your phone, you can feel free to use one of these nifty QR codes. If you don't want to use your phone because it's Shabbat, totally fine. We've got you covered with some links that will come in the chat soon. And yeah, you can, if you have any great ritual ideas, feel free to share them with us by emailing them to info@recustom.com. Feel free to download our Queer Shabbat dinner booklet at bit.ly/queer_Shabbat. And follow us on social media if you want at Recustom Rituals for updates. And also, yeah, we're a nonprofit. And if you are so moved, feel free to donate. Your donation supports our community so we can have more events like this. And yeah, exploring rituals, creating, remixing them. We're here for you. We'd love your support. And again, if not, that is also okay. If you don't have the resources right now, we will be accessible to you, of course. So thank you for considering. And yes, thank you so much. It was so wonderful to be with you tonight, and we hope to see you soon.